Look, I was bought in on Penn State at the beginning of the year. I really thought this was the year. I thought they were going to have kind of an Ohio State year. Like last year, Ohio State, look, they brought everybody back to gear up for one big national title run. I thought that was Penn State this year. And you just kind of felt like through those first couple of weeks that you were like, they don't look convincing. They didn't pass the eye test, right, against a lesser competition. And so that loss against Oregon really shouldn't have been all that surprising. And then this one, I think, was just the icing on the cake. I mean, but like you said about the Cardinals, I think that Oregon loss just completely took so much out of them. Because you think about it, all year they're saying, all right, we got these couple of easy games before we get to Oregon. It's going to be a whiteout at home. Look, this is our chance to prove it. And you just fall flat. It's just deflating at home. Everything that went into it, I think, just really took everything out of Penn State.
This was a point I saw on Twitter about Penn State, but um, Sonny Styles talked recently about how it is having Matt Patricia as the DC at Ohio State. And this is very similar to what happened in Ohio State's first year with Jim Knowles. It's a very concept defensive philosophy and scheme, and it usually takes over a year. It probably takes more than like 2 years to actually understand the Jim Knowles defense. So Penn State's kind of going through a little bit of that, I think, right now, and it's going to potentially derail their season and end what has been a pretty, not necessarily fraudulent, but very disappointing James Franklin tenure at the university. With this defense and the improvements they've had on that side of the ball, a veteran like Carson Beck manning the ship offensively, I think the U might be back.
This year we kind of have an Ohio State type of year where you bring everybody back and you gear for one national title run. I think Miami is a little more built like that. You bring a lot of guys back. You're built on defense. And then you go out in the transfer portal and you get a veteran senior quarterback to kind of put it all together. They didn't really have the defense to go along with it. But yeah, Carson Beck is playing, he's playing really good football. I think Miami is certainly going to be in the mix come playoff time for the national championship.